Hi everyone, this is Brian Hayes, and welcome to the fourth video in our series on classic rock guitar riffs. Today we look at the 1967 classic from Cream, Sunshine of Your Love, featuring Eric Clapton on the lead guitar, Jack Bruce on the bass, and Ginger Baker on drums. It's probably one of the all-time electric rock guitar lead riffs that's ever been recorded. Now, as always is the case, I'll take you through the notes on the acoustic guitar first, just to keep it simple. Then I'll come back to the stratocaster and add in drums and electric bass to make it more real life, like the original recording. Sunshine of Your Love was originally recorded in the key of D, and over the years Eric Clapton has played the opening riff in many different spots on his guitar and sort of changes the way he plays it almost every time he does play it, which is great. And that's what all of the fantastic players do. They don't just recreate a riff that they recorded 30, 40 or 50 years ago in exactly the same way every time they play. Today we're going to keep it quite simple. And we're going to start right up here on the 12th fret of the guitar. But let me just play the first section of the riff for you, and then I'll talk you through how to play it. Okay, so there are the notes, and if we look at each part of the riff separately now, the first few notes happen on the 4th string of the guitar, which is the D string in open tuning. However, we're up here on the 12th fret, an octave higher. So we're starting on high D with our 3rd finger on the 12th fret of the 4th string of the guitar. That's the note D. We hit 2 of those. Then we use our index finger back on the same string, but now on the 10th fret, and that's the note C. 1 C, and then, so it goes, so D, D, C, D. Okay, so try that with me. D, D, C, D. Okay, the next part of the riff jumps up 1 string, up to the A string. Again, it's A open, but up here, it's an octave A. So we're on the 12th fret, and this just uses 3 chromatic notes, going back 1 fret at a time, but played in a syncopated style. So bap, bap, bap. So A flat, and G. So let's join those first 2 sections together now. Okay, now we slide our hand back 2 frets, and our 3rd finger now keys off of the note D on the 10th fret of the 6th string of the guitar. That's the note D, and the other note we need is the note F, which is on the 8th fret of the 5th string of the guitar. And this last part of the riff goes like this. So D, F, D. Okay, let's piece those 3 parts together. Okay, I'll do that just one more time for you. Okay, now the good news is the riff does all of that exactly again. It plays that same thing twice, like this. Okay, now the second half of the riff plays essentially the same tune, but this time we use more strings. And again, there are many different versions of this riff. We're going to use some power chords here now. So instead of just playing that as single notes, we're going to form the shape of the standard bar chord major chord. In fact, if I, just like I did there, if I strummed across the 6 strings, that's a D major bar chord. It's built around the E major shape, but if you look at this here, there's my open E chord. If I play that open E chord, taking the index finger out of the equation, and using my other 3 fingers, as you can see, there's the normal E chord. This is using the same E chord, but a different set of fingers. I then can slide that shape, and if my index finger then becomes my new default fret 0, the nut of the guitar is really the 0 fret on the guitar. So by changing my E chord shape from that to that, I can now slide anywhere I want on the neck and bar the frets with my index finger, and that becomes the E major chord shuffled to wherever it is. So if I take that E major shape, bring it right down here so that my E chord is based here on the 12th fret, my index finger on the 10th fret, we're going to use that shape and only play the 4 fat strings on the guitar, 6, 5, 4 and 3. And we're going to play this. So we've changed now from just 1 string going to 4 strings. Okay? And with the distortion on, as you'll hear in a minute, that becomes a very powerful sound. So the notes we're playing there are D, A, D and F sharp. And when we take it down 2 frets, we're playing C, G, C and E. So after we play that power chord riff, the next part is the same as it was. So that syncopated chromatic run down 3 notes from A on the 12th fret of the 5th string, A flat, and then G. But then finally we take this next little bit up an octave, and we'll also do a double stop here. So let me just play it first. Okay, so I'm playing D on the 12th fret of the 4th string of the guitar, and then what I'm doing is I'm flat fingering here on the 10th fret, and I'm only playing 2 strings. I'm playing the 3rd and the 2nd string, the G string and the B string, but those notes on the 10th fret will be F and A. And I'm hitting those 2 together. And then I go back to the D. So you remember when we played it in the first iteration of it, in the single note version, it was just D, F, D up here. Well, it's still the same riff, but it's up an octave higher, and we're adding in a double stop. Okay, and then that happens again. So we go back to the power chord part. And that's the opening riff to Sunshine of Your Love. Let's hear it now on the Stratocaster, and I've double tracked an electric bass and just put a drum kit on here as well. And remember, Cream was just a trio, one of the most famous rock bands in the history of music, just 3 players. It's a real credit to how hard those 3 players worked on their individual instruments to create that powerful wall of sound. I hope you've enjoyed working your way through one of the all-time classic rock guitar riffs, Eric Clapton's Sunshine of Your Love from his time with the band Cream. As always, keep in touch via my website, that's www.brianhayes.biz, B-I-Z. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and drop me an email if you have any fundamental questions about playing the guitar. Bye for now.